It should be noted that I've upvoted nearly every single person who's disagreed with me here as far as I know. That said, in 7th grade I took an SAT test without preparing for it at all. It was spur of the moment, I knew nothing about it an hour ahead of time, and didn't do any research or anything. I scored higher on it than the average person using it to apply for college in my area. An IQ test has shown me to be in the 99th percentile for IQ. This is the highest result the test that I was given reaches. Anything further, and they'd consider it to be within the margin of error for that test. My mother's boyfriend of 8 years is an aerospace engineer who's graduated Virginia Tech. At the age of 15, I understand physics better than him, and I owe very little of it to him, as he would rarely give me a decent explanation of anything, just tell me that my ideas were wrong and became aggravated with me for not quite understanding thermodynamics. He's not particularly successful as an engineer, but I've met lots of other engineers who aren't as good as me at physics, so I'm guessing that it's not just a result of him being bad at it. I am also pretty good at engineering. I don't have a degree, and other than physics, I don't have a better understanding of any aspect of engineering than any actual engineer, but I have lots of ingenuity for inventing new things. For example, I independently invented regenerative brakes before finding out what they were, and I was only 7 or 8 years old when I started inventing wireless electricity solutions, my first idea being a powerful infrared laser to transmit energy, admittedly not the best plan. I have independently thought of basically every branch of philosophy I've come across, every question of existentialism which I've seen discussed in SMBC, or XKCD, or Reddit, or anywhere else. The thoughts haven't been new to me. Philosophy has pretty much gotten trivial for me. I've considered taking a philosophy course just to see how easy it is. Psychology I actually understand better than people with degrees. Unlike engineering, there's no aspect of psychology I don't have a very good understanding of. I can debunk even many of Sigmund Freud's theories. I'm a good enough writer that I'm writing a book, and so far everyone who's read any of it has said that it was really good and plausible to expect to have published. And that's not just like me and family members, that counts strangers on the internet too. I've heard zero negative appraisal for it so far. People have critiqued it, but not insulted it. I don't know that if that will suffice as evidence that I am intelligent. I'm done with it, though, because I'd rather defend my maturity, since that's what you've spent the most time attacking. The following are some examples of my moral and ethical code. I believe that everyone deserves a future. If we were to capture Hitler at the end of World War II, I would be against executing him. In fact, if we had any way of rehabilitating and knowing that he wasn't just faking it, I'd even support the concept of letting him go free. This is essentially because I think that whoever you are in the present is a separate entity from who you were in the past, and who you are in the future, and while your present self should take responsibility for your past self's action, it should not be punished simply for the sake of punishment, especially if the present self regrets the actions of the past self and feels genuine guilt about them. I don't believe in judgment of people based on their personal choices as long as those personal choices aren't harming others. I don't have any issue with any type of sexuality whatsoever, short of physically acting out necrophilia, pedophilia, or other acts which have a harmful effect on others, but I don't care what a person's fantasies consist of, as long as they recognize the difference between reality and fiction and can separate them. I don't have any issue with anyone over what type of music they listen to, clothes they wear, etc. I know that's not really an impressive moral, but it's unfortunately rare. A great many people, especially those my age, are judgmental about these things. I love everyone, even people I hate. I wish my worst enemies good fortune and happiness. Rick Perry is a vile piece of shit human being deserving of zero respect, but I wish for him to change for the better and live the best life possible. I wish this for everyone. I'm pretty much a pacifist. I've taken a broken nose without fighting back or seeking retribution because the guy stopped punching after that. The only time I'll fight back is if 1, the person attacking me shows no signs of stopping, and 2, if I don't attack, I'll come out worse than the other person will do. In other words, if I find fighting someone is going to end up being more harmful to them than just letting them go will be to me, I don't fight back. I've therefore never had a reason to fight back against anyone in anything serious, because my ability to take pain has so far made me that I am never in a situation where I will be worse off after a fight. If I'm not going to get any hospitalizing injuries, I really don't care. The only exception is if someone is going after my life. Even then, I'll do a minimal amount of harm to them that I can possibly in protecting myself. If someone points a gun at me and I can get out of it without harming them, I'd prefer to do that over killing them. I consider myself a feminist. I don't believe in enforced or uniform gender rules. They may happen naturally, but they should never ever be coerced into happening unnaturally, as in the societal pressure for gender roles should really go, even if it'll turn out that the majority of relationships continue operating the same way of their own accord. I treat women with the same outlook I treat men, and never participate in the old Reddit "women are crazy" finger quotes circle jerk, because there are multiple women out there and each have different personalities, just like there are multiple men out there, each with their own different personalities. I think that you do much of anything except scare off awesome women out there by going on and on about the ones who aren't awesome. That doesn't mean I look for places to victimize women. I just don't believe it's fair to make generalizations such as the one about women acting like everything's okay when it's really not, and that's a particularly harsh example because all humans do that. I'm kind of tired of citing these examples, and I'm guessing you're getting tired of hearing them. If you've even made it this far, in closing, the people who know me in real life all respect me, as do a great many people in the Reddit Brody community, where I spend most of my time, where I'm pretty well known for being helpful around the community. A lot of people in my segment of the community are depressed or going through hard times, and I spend a lot of time giving advice and support to people there. Yesterday, someone quoted a case of me doing this in a post asking everyone what their favorite motivational, inspirational quote was, and that comment was second to the top. So I guess other people agreed. Though granted, it was pretty low traffic post, only about a dozen community comments, and I'm a pretty good moderator, all that, and I think your behavior in this thread was totally ashholeless. So what do you think now that you at least slightly know me?